number 3. Coming to the line. Who's going to get it done? Green flag, we're racing.
Get your foot in it. He got it. He's got it. He's got it.
Get there. No.
Kansas is going to win.
Wow.
You are looking live at Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. The Barr FTF Cup Series is back for the Team Conti Sim Performance 400K live from the virtual Chicagoland. So glad to have you with us tonight here on FTF. Jacob Pitts and Jacob Pitts only with you. Caleb will be joining us, sooner or later. Should be here in about 20 minutes. But the field is now on the racetrack and rolling around this 1.5-mile oval. Cup Series doesn't come here anymore, so we decided to go all the way back and bring out the Gen 4s for a spin here from Chicago. Let's get a look at our starting grid for tonight's race as we go doubleheader here in Chicago. The oval tonight and then the street course tomorrow night. Here is a look at our starting grid. Michael P. Frisch on the pole. Ray Alfalla to the outside. It's Josh Chin and Jake Nichols there in row 2. Alex Van de Sant and Daniel Falkingham capping out the top 5 in row 3. Jonathan Cutlip's in the 77. He is Brandon Hawken to the outside. Then it's Ryan Doucette and Dylan Basin rounding out the top 10. Seth Knoll is in 11th with Brandon Cattell in the 24 filling in for Cosmo Yoneshu tonight. Jaden Hopp, Zach Novak there in row 7. Jose Solis Jr. and Kane Cook side by side in row 8. Ashley Kolonix and the season debut for Michael Guerrilla there in row 9. Malachi Drake and Nate Stewart, Coke Series driver, rounds out the top 20. William Schmidt is 21st tonight. Graham Boland to the outside. Then it's Spencer Burns, Kevin McAdams, Jonathan Oates and Sean Butler. Chris Sweats, Connor Babel making his debut. Alitam Contreras and Jake Poulin rounding out your top 30. From there on back, Tyler O'Neill's in the field tonight, as well as Wyatt Gray, Brett Punkari, Philip McCandless, and Michael Guest. David Cabrera missed the show. Scotty Smith and Justin Malillo are here. Nicholas Pressey also missed the show, or at least is not on the racetrack. Brian Zabelski is in. And on the final page, Rabideau's in the show. Tierrez, Art Reimer, they're both in the field. Alex Little and Hunter Bailey will go home. David O'Brown and Sean Rowe will make up our field here from Chicagoland. We have one more lap of pacing before we take the green flag. Of course, we took these cars to Pocono on Sunday last week. Brandon Cattell coming away with the win there with his first Barr FTF Cup Series win of 2025. See how it all shakes out tonight. 167 laps up on the board. Right on board out the back from nobody. Yeah, here we go. There we go. On board with Frisch starting from the pole. Of course, he got himself in some trouble and had to take a couple of weeks off. But he's back now and ready to go. We'll see how things play out here. Of course, last week when we were at Pocono, we only made it a lap before the caution came out. See if maybe we have some better luck tonight. Michael P. Frisch and Ray Alfalla on the front row for the Team Conti Sim Performance 400K here at Chicagoland. The pace car is in. Glad you're watching here from Chicago. The first of two is underway. It's a beautiful sight seeing cars back at Chicagoland at the line. Ray Alfalla will lead the opening lap. Jake Nichols to the outside for second on Michael P. Frisch. Then there's Falkingham in the mix as well. But a clean first lap. And how about Brandon Cattell? All the way up by the outside safer barrier, trying to go 3 wide and pick up as many spots as he can. Started 11th. He's already up to 6th. Right on the doorstep of the top 5. He'll try and get by Brandon Hawken here as Alfalla continues to lead the way. With Nichols and Falkingham side by side for the second spot. Nice 43-car field here tonight. Bolin, Scotty Smith, and Ryan Doucette all started from the pit lane. I have a feeling some of that had to do with wreck score, at least for Scotty and potentially Doucette. Here comes Cattell, already up to 3rd. Shot out of a cannon since the green flag, and here he goes. All the way up for 2nd to the outside of Ray Alfalla. He will take that spot away, and now he wants the lead. Just set his fastest lap of the race, and that is the fastest lap of the race so far. Here he comes to the outside. Nichols tried to throw the block. But after 4 laps, give Brendan Cattell the lead of the race as he powers around that outside line. Nichols again will drive it in deep. Just can't keep up with the 24. Further back, there's Josh Chin, Brandon Hawken, Jonathan Cutlip all in the battle. This is for 6th. Got the 11, Dylan Basin there as well, running the Jason Leffler number 11 scheme. Staying wheel to wheel down the front straightaway. Good run for Cutlip so far. Qualified well. Up in that 7th spot. Right in line there behind Chin, Hawken in front of him. They're starting to string their way out slowly but surely. Comes Zach Novak further back. This is for that 11th position, trying to get by Alex Van de Sant. Novak in the 49. They're shuffling around with Art Reimer, kind of roulette on which car Art will be driving each and every week. He's driving the 4 for Cole Freilich this time around, so that allowed Novak to hop behind the wheel of the 49. Ashley Collix there going by on the outside. Should now jump to the bottom to try and get by Van de Sant. Still with Basin trying to make a move here on Hawken. And here comes Knoll to the outside, and he'll just pull over and let Knoll go. Or Seth, your Barr Visuals FTF 500 champion this year. He's had some good runs at points and has had some other runs just fall apart on him. crashes or just landed on the wrong strategy. There goes to the inside of Josh Chin with a big dive. That's for 6th place. Can't quite get it to work. Momentum of that high line just super important. To see Cattell, he's still running up by the wall even though he's well clear of the lead. He's opened up that gap to about 0.4 of a second. And he's just keeping it right along that outside safer barrier. Through the corner. We're back. Basin getting passed by Novak, got passed by Van de Sande as well. So Basin continues to fall backward. Back again, we'll look to the bottom to try and get by Van de Sande, but just hasn't been able to make that bottom side work to this point. Now he might have something. It's clear if he can slide up. There he goes. Nice shot. Out the back of Zach Novak. All the leaders now jumping up, taking advantage of that outside line after seeing the success that Cattell has had with it. Here comes Alfala underneath Daniel Falkingham. That is for the 3rd spot, and Ray will cross him over, wash it up the racetrack, say thank you very much. Now Frisch is under the gun here from Josh Chin. Seth Knoll in the mix as well. Of course, Frisch was your points leader up until last week. Him missing a race at Pocono caused Jake Nichols to take the top spot in points. See how much everybody's moved from the bottom to the top in just these first 17 laps. He's right on board with Chin. Hear that? Getting into the clutch, saving a little bit of fuel. Why not? Let's see the lap time fall off as well. Close to a second. Chin continues to get in and out of the gas and onto the clutch. Here comes Alfala. He wants that 2nd position. And the Scott Riggs inspired machine. From the Busch Series. Or, well, you could say Riggs. You could say Jeff Green. Jeff Green's probably the better choice. Riggs did drive that car, right? I'm not going crazy. Whoa, and Ray is really loose. Just driving the wheels off that thing. Trying to get to 2nd. Josh Chin right behind him. He's now under the attack from Falkingham, or was for the moment. There goes Alfala again. Sends it in underneath and will clear Nichols for now and will stay that way. Whoa, Josh Chin just got the wall, and he's crashed with Knoll and Falkingham, and it's a huge crash. Oh, and Oates is around. And my CPU's not happy. Oh, boy. It's a big old smash 'em up in turn 2. And this all started when, I screwed that up royally, when Josh Chin got the wall. Now, he had an issue before that. Something really went wrong with Josh Chin's car. Let's see if we can run on board and listen. It just got out of the gas. Something happened. I mean, it just took everybody out. Chin is one of those cars on the pit lane. Jake Poulin stays out. Everybody else is on the pit lane for service. Under this caution flag, it looks like everybody's going to take 4. But a big crash on lap 21. Patel will win the race off pit road. Without a problem. Let's see if we can get a word with the driver of the 093. Josh, what happened?
I was trying to go easy and just got ran over. I know it's probably not going to get caught that way, but I mean, we're just sitting there riding, I'm sitting there trying to hit a fuel number, and Jake moved up, so I just went easy. And, yeah, people behind had no idea.
It almost looked like, at least from my angle, watching from the TV camera, that something was wrong with the car, with how early you got out of the gas. But maybe it was just the other people behind you that didn't know your same game plan?
Yeah, I mean, I've been clutching and lifting early the whole run, and, I mean, it was maybe a little bit early, but I don't think it was anything crazy, and just, yeah, I guess that's what I get for racing up there.
I see the meatball flag. You can see the damage to the front of that car. That thing's killed, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm about to find out how much damage here in 3 seconds. Someone tells me it's going to be about 12 minutes like it was at Pocono again. Oh, too much damage, we're done, so that's it for the night for me.
Yep, just watched a hand grenade. Well, Josh, hopefully some better luck tomorrow night on the streets of Chicago in the next gens.
Yep, thank you.
It's Josh Chin. A tough early exit for the driver of the 093 out of Florida with a crash in turn 1, and no problem for the 093. Just got out of the gas trying to take it easy. Wound up wrecked. So we'll have a restart. Jake Poulin stayed out. Everybody else came onto pit road and got tires. Let's see how this goes for the driver of the 00. We're back to green. 24 laps complete at the start-finish line. And Jake goes up to the high side and will try and get out of harm's way as everybody else will dive on to the bottom. Oh, stop this. Stop this. Listen first straight away. Need the CPU to calm down for a moment. has not been an issue to this point. These cars have acted really well. I'd like it to stay that way. I'll go in and turn settings down if I have to. But Ashley Kolonick's up here in the 4th spot at 22. Started mid-pack. So here goes Cattell to the outside looking for the lead. You got Jake Nichols right there as well. Cattell again jumping to that outside line. We saw him use that in that first green flag run to go from 11th to the lead. And now we're not watching him. Okay, now we are. Here he goes to the top. Oh, come on. Okay. Caution's out. They're wrecking. Aleem Contreras, David L. Brown, and more. The CPU is throwing a temper tantrum live on FTF. On the backstretch. CPU is still not happy. Yeah, you're not going to get a replay of this one, gang. The CPU is still not happy. CPU is still not happy. Might be okay now. I do not think we are okay. No way the caution's out for the stream. They wrecked big. Philip McCandless, Aleem Contreras. Seth's got damage from the last wreck. So does Falk. Yeah, McCandless already left. Malachi Drake has damage. He's got a meatball flag. So they did wreck. Unfortunately, we're never going to be able to get back and show it because the cars weren't even on track for me. But if I do that, is the CPU going to like that or no? We good? Did we fix the situation? Hell no. Well, then we're going to go to a commercial break. Sort this out. We'll be back. Well, we're going to try this again. 31 laps are complete on the restart. Alfala and Nichols lead us back down. This top 22 cars or so stayed out, did not pit. Alfala gets out to a great jump. Side by side from second on back. Whoa, Kolonix got the apron, almost got into Sean Butler, and Butler's sideways and is going to hang on to the race car. Oh, behind him they're not, though. Tyler O'Neill has gone around. He saved it. We're still green. CPU's still not happy. And look who decided to show up.
Wow.
33 laps in.
Well, listen, these things happen sometimes. What also happens is everybody's ripping the high side.
Uh-huh. Well, we've had 2 big wrecks and just as many CPU meltdowns in the first 34 laps. Ray Alfala leads. It's Brandon Cattell in second. Nichols third. Kolonix fourth. And Dylan Basin is fifth. And Sean Butler is going the wrong way in a hurry. Was in fifth 2 laps ago. Now he's in 11th. There's a snarling pack of cars behind him, and the computer still can't handle it.
Yeah, it might be one of these days where we take a look up front.
And never go back.
Again. Yeah, just ignore what's happening about third on back today. And the crossover off the high side from Cattell on Alfala. Jake Nichols right behind this group as well, ready to pounce. Again, staying committed to this high side.
Cattell was very strong on that high side in the early going. Went from 11 to first using the top. Has not had as much success on the bottom. Nichols will get by on the outside. Cattell will try and hold him off. Not going to work. Give that second spot back to the point leader in the 63, and he wants to lead.
That's a big move from Nichols all the way down to the inside now. And again, so loose down there on the inside, trying to get back on that throttle sooner and not let Alfala get such a huge run on the outside. Pulling back a little bit, get right up on that quarter panel and try it once again. And if you can just make up little increments of time, hopefully you're able to send it in enough where you can pull off that slide job and get clear, but not going to happen. There goes Alfala down to the inside. You'll see a little switcheroo. We'll see if Alfala tries to take that line away from Nichols on the high side, on board with him.
Thought Cattell was maybe going to try and set Nichols up to make a move going into one, but he stays tucked right in line with that 63 drafty car Chevrolet.
Nichols really tried hard on the inside. Might need to take a lap or two, try to cool down those tires before making a run at it once again. But Ian Cattell straight back up to that high side. We'll see if Alfala should be able to get clear off turn number 2, and Nichols going to have the run. Staying committed to that outside lane.
Alfala takes his line away. It's going to make Jake improvise a little bit here.
Again, Nichols, I mean, Alfala ran up to take his line away, and Nichols' response is to just go higher. So if Alfala goes all the way up there, there's not anything else he can do.
Cattell running faster lap times than Nichols. He just can't get by him.
And again, yeah, he's done such a great job of running him down. We'll see again, so close up to that outside wall. Going to try a little bit of a diamond on the corner here. Going to have the run. We'll see if he tries to take it. Could go big on entry. In fact, goes the opposite, where he'll let off and let Alfala drive it up the racetrack.
Got a
A
little
bit of
loose.
chest going on.
Fowler able to hang on. Nichols will drop to the bottom this time. Big send to the bottom. Will not clear him, and he's a little loose, not going to have the momentum off. That's going to let Cattell right into this battle. He'll jump to the high side and say thank you very much.
And they've been battling so hard up at the front. Watch this second group starting to close in just a little bit behind this blanket of 3 cars up at the very front.
It's actually Colonix and Dylan Basin 4th and 5th. Right behind this top 3. It's very tightly packed together. Here comes Nichols again, though, on Cattell.
And Jake Nichols did such a fantastic job right there to kind of use the throttle to turn the car. You're making so much horsepower, you can get that wheel spin and complete it off the corner. Here comes Dylan Basin down to the inside, trying not to squeeze up.
Car ahead. That's Seth Knoll, who was involved in that first crash. But Josh Chin got ran over. Oh, boy, and everybody's trying to get out of his way. Kane Cook getting a little hairy there in that 13 machine.
Ooh, and Colonix, she got a little bit sideways, a little further back. Really close side-by-side racing between these two for 5th.
Nichols still trying to work on Alfala, but he's not getting anywhere right now. Here's Zach Novak in the 49 joining this group. 5th, 6th, and 7th you're watching right now.
Oh, and again, Kane Cook lost it on the bottom and is now going to let Colonix slip away. Zach Novak right on his tail. And interesting to see that, I mean, the top 3 are all on that high side, and then there's Dylan Basin and the rest of the field behind running all the way to the bottom lane. So a little bit of a divergence in thought as there they go, start to spread out a little more. And meanwhile, big charge from Jake Nichols down to the inside. Just lost the rear of the car trying to make a run for the lead on Alfala.
The bottom was working for Basin for a corner. And then Cattell was able to get back to the outside. Basin again will walk it up the racetrack. He'll get clear of Cattell this time. Colonix right in his tire tracks. Kane Cook is there. Novak, Rambolin. Just like that, Cattell is going the wrong direction. These guys are all on the same lap tires. They all pitted under that first caution flag as Michael Guest is in trouble. He is off the pace and stopping on the front straightaway.
Oh, in trouble, Kane Cook gonna spin around off the nose of Zach Novak in the middle of the field. Spencer Bird's gonna tag the wall, and Kane Cook, a huge hit for the 13.
Jose Solis Jr. also getting a piece of that. All right. All right. Let's take a look. See what happened. Oh. slam
just
down
a little
into Novak.
door slam, yeah. I don't know. I think Novak, if we look from high above, Novak came off the bottom and gave the 13 a little tap.
Yeah. It's not like Kane could go anywhere. He had Graham Boland to the outside.
And Solis with a huge hit. On board. Spencer Burns was the other one that got a good piece of it.
All right.
And that's when the CPU stops being happy with you. But pit road going to be busy here.
Yeah. Imagine everybody's going to go for 4 tires. We still have 30 to go until we get to the end of the stage. So that is not a concern at this point. A couple of cars did stay out. Race off of pit road. We'll go to Alfala, then Nichols, then Basin, Cattell, and Kolonix. Alfala winning the race off pit road, though, will come back onto the track 4th. With Chris Wetz, Jake Poulin, and Wyatt Gray all staying out. Now you see the shape that Poulin's car is in. Have to imagine that he's going to come to pit road. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to restart the sim. We're going to step aside, fit in another commercial break. We'll be back. We're back here at Chicagoland. You'll see briefly. There we go. We're back like we never left. Definitely didn't TNT it. Your race leader is Ray Alfala. Jake Nichols and Michael P. Fresh are all over each other for the second spot. Here comes Nichols to the outside.
And Frisch looking up the middle to make it 3 wide here. Really intense racing off the restart. Nichols gets the nose chopped off by Ray Alfala for the lead. And here comes Frisch once again, another one who's been really aggressive since the drop of the green flag on this restart. Will get right to the door of Nichols. Cattell coming with a run behind. For fourth, Zach Novak and Ryan Doucette side by side behind them for fifth.
These restarts have been wild in the pack. That car just up the road is a lapper, by the way. Nichols, Alfala, your leader. The lap car ahead is Brandon Hawken. He is 1 lap down, about to go 2 down.
Get around the 99, and Alfala going to slide all the way up against the wall. Jake Nichols down on the inside. Wheeling that thing off the corner, almost clear of Alfala. Here comes momentum on the outside for both the 2 and the 24 of Cattell going into turn number 3.
Cattell has been very strong up on that outside line. Not a lot of room for him to go right now with the 2 right in front of him, but he has a run. Nichols bobbles. Here comes Cattell for second, but he's going to stay right in line with the 2 and won't make the move for the pass for the lead.
Such incredible racing happening right now. Nichols and his run going to subside a little bit as here comes Doucette to the outside. Zach Novak, I mean, really, you have 9, 10 cars all in a pack here from first back to 10th.
Man, Cattell trying to go so high. If there was another lane, that's where he'd be.
I don't know that he didn't kiss the outside wall there, right with that right rear quarter panel. We'll go a lane lower this time. Get right up to the back bumper of Ray Alfala. And really in turns 1 and 2, that's where the 24 is pushing it. And gets such a great run down the back straightaway. Hasn't been one to take these runs. Will let off and try to get an early apex on the corner up high. Roll it, get back on the throttle, and try to build up as much momentum at the other end of the racetrack. Frisch going to go the opposite, though. He's going to send it down on entry. He's going to be clear, Cattell, but he's going to have Ray Alfala in his way. No avail. We'll see if he tries that again.
Not quite as much side draft in these things as maybe you get in the next gens. But here comes Nichols back into the mix. Zach Novak is there. Nate Stewart in the 15. Finished second last week at Pocono. Here he is up into the top 5. A great run for Nate.
Again, a little staggered 3 wide going on. Big wiggle from Cattell.
Just touched the wall. Frisch is able to get by. Nichols had to get out of the gas so he didn't wind up wrecked. Oh, Cattell still loose.
Again. Right on the nose of Jake Nichols.
Mom, pick me up. I'm scared.
Death impending here with the way that 24 is driving. Meanwhile, up for the lead, looks like Frisch going to take a look at Ray Alfala once again. Alfala with a big wobble up on the high side. Frisch with a bigger wobble. Has to keep the thing under him and going to let Alfala get clear once again. Meanwhile, 3 wide behind.
Cattell had to get out of the gas again off of turn 4. That allowed Nichols, Stewart, and maybe Novak to get by. Novak got the apron and got sideways. Aren't these cars awesome? They're a little packy still. The draft is still ridiculous. But you take that out, And this may be the best car on the sim, as there goes Jake Poulin, lap car by the wayside to the outside. Here comes Frisch again for the lead.
And Frisch has been relentless to Ray Alfalla up here, and really the entire pack, you know, second through fifth, dating back to before last caution has been. And Alfalla has done such a masterful job. Oh, and Frisch almost comes up and makes contact. Back into that car, steps way out. And here comes Jake Nichols.
He's brought Nate Stewart right with him.
Zach Novak might be here here in the next half straightaway, if not already. All four of these cars up on the outside. Frisch, the lone one, trying to make the inside groove work. Novak drops back down, and caution on the racetrack.
Oates, Van de Sant. That's our fourth caution flag of the night. Crash just outside the top 20. See, missing TV panel there for Van de Sant. Let's take a look, shall we?
And Van de Sant was not happy over the radio. See why. Sean Butler right behind him.
Oh! Punt.
And tag Jonathan Oates in that as well.
Board. Van de Sant.
I mean, yeah, it looks like Sean just didn't expect him to lift where he did.
It's a Pennzoil car hitting him, and then a Steve Park car finishing him off there for Van de Sant. More pit stops. Not everybody pits. Cattell stays out. We're going to restart with about 10 to go in the stage. This is an interesting strategy call here for Cattell, Guerrilla, and Tyler O'Neill. Dylan Basin takes 2 tires. Same with Sean Butler. Frisch is the first one out on 4. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, Patel has been out there for, you know, almost 20 laps, and again, Sean with 2 and Dylan Basin with 2. It's just not a lot of buffer back to Michael P. Frisch, who's on 4 freshies, and we weren't able to see it on the last restart, but I mean, we had Chris Wetz, who had stayed out and just got engulfed. I mean, eaten alive on the restart. Everybody's sending it so hard. Well, this will be interesting, but I don't think you make it to lap 80 in the top 10 here. I don't think you survive another 10 or so laps on older tires, but I mean, leave it to Cattell to prove me wrong. That car has been super strong, and playing to try and get around. I know he was already kind of struggling with the handling of that car on the last run. So like I said, I think I would have come down for tires if I was a 24, but see if he can prove me wrong.
Well, it's been 15 laps since these guys were last on pit road, so it's not like they're out there on ancient ruins, but compared to fresh tires. But you have the buffer there if you're Cattell. 2 other guys stayed out with you, and then you have 2 more that are just on 2 tires in Basin and Sean Butler. Justin Malillo also took 2. He's further back, though, in 13th. Already in this race, just 25 cars are on the lead lap. 27 of them, make it 28, are on the racetrack. We're back to green with 11 to go in stage 1.
And, I mean, Cattell got a great launch, but that buffer you were talking about, Jacob, it's turn 1 and it's already gone. Frisch shot through a cannon. Going to get down to the inside of Gariglia. Here comes Frisch, going to get to the inside of Cattell.
Nichols is in the mix as well. But Frisch going for the lead. He wants the points lead back. Oh, man, they are 3 wide, 4 wide, further back. Nate Stewart and company.
How did they not wreck?
Michael P. Frisch, the leader of the race. Black flags have not been cleared from the restart. Now they got cleared. That would have been its own nightmare. Oh, man, Gariglia washing up. So's O'Neal. Still
and it's an absolute hornet's nest up on the outside. Tyler O'Neal holding up Michael Guest a little further behind. Here comes Zach Novak, going to make it 4 wide. Butler steps out in front of Alfala, and they make contact.
They are wrecked. No, they aren't. What a save from Tyler O'Neal. Unbelievable. They're still not done yet. They're still trying. But I'll be darned. Tyler O'Neal kept it together without turning turn 4 into a yard sale.
Sean almost lost it again on the 2. Have to regather it. I don't know how they didn't. I was handing it off to you to call the big one there. And somehow they make it through. Gariglia, one of these other ones that stayed out on the back pedal, looking at Ryan Doucette right now.
He's on his way forward. Doucette in that 077 up to 4th.
Everybody trying to get around Cattell back here.
And Basin. Whew.
Yeah, so note to self, take tires.
Yeah. Whoa, Novak is in trouble. Oh, what a save again. And he's on fresh tires.
Kevin McAdams going to try to take advantage past Cattell. Trying to get past Zach Novak to the inside here. And for the first time, we've actually spread out a little bit within the top 10. Yeah. I mean, both Nichols and Frisch all over each other, but you can see nowhere near the pack we had at the end of that last run.
That's all it takes, just a different strategy, and there goes the pack. Here is the battle for the lead continuing with Frisch and Nichols as we come to 5 to go in stage 1 this time by. Remember, there is no caution at the end of the stage. We will keep on trucking.
Again, Nichols trying to get to that left rear on Frisch. Can't quite do it. Back into turn number 1. A little bit of breathing room back to 3rd place, Nate Stewart.
Again, a great run from Nate in these cars. Last week's 2nd place finish got him 3 spots in the standings. Puts him up in 7th. And in a much more comfortable spot as we inch our way closer to the playoffs. It's no longer win and you're in, just like last year. It's the top 15 in points that will fight for a championship, plus that 16th spot we fought for later on this year to make it a 16 seed playoff. This right now, this right now, the battle for the lead. Also the battle for the lead for the championship. Frisch, who, again, got himself in trouble and had to take a couple weeks vacation, whether he wanted to or not. Lost the point lead last week to Jake Nichols. So it's a points battle as much as it is a battle for the lead and the stage win.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned with Jake Nichols taking the championship lead, and you know, it's not a win and you're in like we've been accustomed to, and it's the same format that we've been running dating back to last year, where everybody within that 15th place cushion will have the opportunity to fight for that 16th spot. But Jake Nichols still has not been to victory lane this year, and you know, even with the points lead, absolutely something he wants to tick off the box. I mean, he's the only one in the top 5 of points that doesn't have a win.
Loose there from Nichols. Last lap, stage 1. Frisch was loose in 1 and 2. It got Nichols in 3 and 4. And the clock ticking. He's going to have one last corner to get it done for stage 1. 2 car lengths the gap between first and second. Both will go to the bottom of the racetrack. Nichols sends it in. Will he have the grip? He doesn't even get alongside that 58. And Michael P. Frisch plays defense to win stage number 1 here in Chicagoland. Nate Stewart third, Ryan Doucette fourth, Ray Alfalla able to climb up into the 5th spot after he got stuck in traffic on the restart. He's finally clawed his way back up into the top 5, and now he'll try and take 4th from Ryan Doucette.
Yeah, side by side, well, close call with Ashley Kolnick there, getting around the lap car of Jake Poulin. Going to open the door for Novak to get up to the outside of her. Novak will have a run. We'll see if he takes it down to the inside or not. No, we'll have to just stick in line.
Again, trying anything and everything he can to get by Frisch.
He's right in the tire tracks again, trying everything, running that outside lane. He's had the run, just, I mean, he can get to that back bumper, but can't get alongside him, it seems. I mean, Frisch is doing a fantastic job at making that car as wide as possible, and even down on the inside. We'll see now if Nichols can use that momentum to his advantage, but you see Frisch, again, just fantastic.
There we go. Great run from Nichols down the front straightaway. Will he have enough to clear him off of 2? Frisch hanging tough. And Nichols got loose.
Back down to the inside.
Just ready to rip the steering wheel in half. Like, why can't I get by him? I know I'm faster.
Well, that's the thing, too, is like, you've been all over the tire tracks of him. You're hoping to force him into some type of a mistake. But Frisch just has not bit. And again, he's just doing so well at holding him off. I've been really surprised that Jake Nichols it doesn't even feel like he can make a run. I mean, he got to the inside there for a moment, but it was really over before it even started.
Don't look now. Third place on back, starting to reel him in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that gap down to 7/10.
As these two continue to battle, Stewart's still about a 10th faster than this top 2.
But yeah, I mean, you want to talk about urgency. I mean, not only for these two at the top of the standings, but, I mean, think about it. After this weekend, we're going to have the end of this race tonight, and then Chicago, the street course, tomorrow. We take a few weeks off, come back to Daytona, and then it's Watkins Glen, Iowa, and then Richmond is the final top 15 lock race, with Atlanta, the super speedway, being that play-in race. And again, that's in, I mean, just about a month and a half. And 3 of those weeks were taken off. So not a lot of time for anyone at this point. Your bed is not, fully made. But if you want to have a shot and you're not within that cutoff, that 120 points to 15th, then you better get moving as Frisch gets around Seth Knoll there, the lap car.
Talked at the top of the show about Seth, how he's had the speed just about everywhere we've gone. He just hasn't been able to finish the deal, whether it's been a wreck or something else. And He was involved in that first accident when Josh Chin got run over. Took out a lot of cars. Falkingham, Jonathan Cutlett, all in it. Grant Boland, Kane Cook. Not Kane Cook. Or Grant Boland. I apologize. We were in the second wreck. ATVO getting broken because I had to restart the sim. Nate Stewart has joined the party for the lead.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. He had was up to about a second and a half at one point, has gotten this down to 2/10 because Jake Nichols has been all over Frisch, and Jake Nichols was all over the wall there in 1 and 2. I don't know, again, these guys have come so close to losing it. Really got to wheel these things on exit. Nichols has, again, tried just about everything and has let Nate Stewart rejoin the battle. We'll see how aggressive the 15 is here. I mean, again, you've watched Jake Nichols struggle, and because of that have been able to chase down these two leaders. You don't want to have the same opportunity afforded to Ray Alfala, who's just about a second behind this group right now.
Man, Alfala. I look back and they're 3 wide all of a sudden. Where did Michael Guest come from? He's up here in this mix. I thought for sure Alfala was going to be able to get away when he got by Ryan Doucette maybe 10 laps ago, but the pressure is on, and here's Novak joining the mix.
Power move from Novak to get all the way down to the inside, 3 wide. And he'll just send it all the way up to the outside lane. Make it stick, driver. Here comes Guest and Alfala back with the momentum. That's a way to get the pass done. Meanwhile, another pass happening. That one for second as Jake Nichols will finally relinquish that spot. Michael P. Frisch has built up about a half a second back to these two. And you really have to keep touch if you're Nate Stewart.
That Nate making the pass cost him about 4/10 there from Frisch. That's how easy it is to lose time here.
Oh, and Alfala on the outside. Has to make it stick. Had Kevin McAdams to the inside, 3 wide. That car was sideways. 3 wide up ahead. Ashley Kalanick, she's looking for a way around behind. Kevin McAdams going to slide up in front of the 2 car. Coming up on lap traffic again of Jake Poulin.
I think Alfala just overcooked his stuff. By the way, here comes Nichols back on Nate Stewart. So Frisch is going to look in the mirror and be grinning ear to ear like, go ahead, guys. Keep going at it.
Oh, and Doucette again on the apron.
Connor Babel is coming to pit road further in the back. Thought he was in trouble, so I instinctively clicked, but nope, just making a pit stop.
Kalanick's there able to get to the outside, get past Ryan Doucette. See Alfala up ahead of her all the way up against that outside wall. Getting every ounce of momentum he can down the straightaway to try to get back to Kevin McAdams. Again, everybody right now in their own safe little cushion. About 2 or 3 tenths off of the car ahead, really throughout the top 10.
Just feels like, though, that Ray really burned up his stuff trying to get through the field, and now he's just kind of stuck where he's at. You know, was able to push to get up into that 4th spot, and then everybody else kind of caught back up with him, and now he's just stuck in that 7th spot. And could lose it here, depending on what Kalanick does.
You know, I really wonder, I mean, just the difference of how that car is handling in traffic. I mean, again, you can see how sideways it is.
Trouble.
All over the place. Ooh, Sean. What happened?
I don't know. We're still green. Oh. Concrete or asphalt monster got him. He just lost it in the straightaway.
And hit that same transition that we were looking at with Doucette earlier.
He's had some issues with that car handling wise. He didn't even touch the transition. He saw it twitch once off of 4 and then just kept going back and forth and back and forth. These cars are not easy to drive and keep in a straight line like that, like maybe the next gen when they're just so planted to the racetrack. You don't have that luxury in these cars, and for Sean now, he is still all over the place. 22nd now, 1 lap down. He is the first car a lap down. By the way, while we were looking at that replay, Zach Novak has slipped by Jake Nichols. Take over the 3rd spot. We hit the 100 lap mark.
And laps continuing to wind down here in Chicagoland. Again, Alfala continuing his slip. As Doucette will be able to get around him on the inside. And I mean, I won't say it's impossible to pass up front for the lead, but again, I think what you're seeing a lot with Alfala here is a result of having that tire set burned off and being caught back in traffic. I mean, we saw what happened earlier while he was out front. I mean, he was doing so good on the defense. Same thing that we're seeing out of Frisch right now, up front in the top spot. And you don't have that luxury of being out in front with clean racetrack ahead of you. And things can get sketchy quick. Meanwhile, Zach Novak looking to the inside here for Nate Stewart.
Look at Sean there speeding. And I believe he just towed it to the pit box. I think he may be calling it a night.
Yeah, tough break for Sean Butler, who just an hour ago said Caleb Hoffman stinks in the chat, so that's what you get.
No lies detected.
Well, I'll have to go home to the Sean Butler fan club and explain what happened there.
Wow. So Novak gets by Nate Stewart, put him to 2nd. Now he's charging after Frisch. We know that these guys are going to have to make one more stop. It's been 36 laps since the leaders were last on pit road, so more likely looking at just splitting this last run in half as long as we stay green.
Yeah, and you know who I think this has played out the worst for is those cars that stayed out and only took 2 tires on that last restart. Guys like Brandon Hayes-Cattell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Dylan
here he
Basin.
comes.
Oh, speaking of.
Right
yeah.
on cue. And Gorilliev pits as well.
Yeah, so those guys will have one more to the end from here, more than likely.
Tell you what, don't look now. Zach Novak had a really good lap last time by. Here he goes to the inside. Novak already with a win this year. Won at Gateway last month. has the lead.
I mean, that looked pretty easy.
Yeah, and he might bring Nate Stewart with him.
And I mean, we just watched Nate Stewart and Jake Nichols not be able to pass the 58 for the last 30 laps, and Zach Novak gets it done in a corner. Here comes Stewart to the outside, and I wonder if that means the time is up for the 58. I mean, was running almost a half a second off of both Zach Novak and Nate Stewart that last time by.
Well, car there on the apron, it was Tyler O'Neill. He's coming down on the pit road on the similar strategy to Aurelia and Cattell. Ray Alfalla clinging for life. This is William Schmidt. Santi Tires is right there as well. Alfalla just trying to hang on to 10th.
And I don't think there's a more apt way to describe it than what you said, hanging on for dear life in that 2 car.
Happened to Schmidt there. Just took a detour off the corner and lost 2/10.
Let's Santi Tires have a shot at it.
Yeah, there goes McAdams by Michael Guest. Been a quiet night for Guest. Was right in the mix in one of those early accidents, but has rebounded nicely. Nate Stewart, man on a mission. 10th faster than Novak that last time by. Looking to the inside for the lead. Oh, and Novak just put it in the fence. Here goes Nate to the inside. Can he get up and clear him? Yes, he can. Nate Stewart will lead at Chicago with 57 to go.
Oh, and Nate Stewart with an issue. Whoa.
That dog leg's a death trap.
I mean, yeah, you can't drive these things in a straight line. They just want to go left.
But it goes left.
I mean, there's a reason they corner so well, and you can see all this side-by-side racing. The downside is sometimes you lose them on the straightaway.
This place doesn't even have a straight part to it. You're turning literally the entire time. The backstretch isn't, the back straightaway isn't straight, it's curved.
Oh, and Novak
did it again.
Big time.
Frisch to the lead. Stewart to second. Nichols to the inside for third. That's twice in 3 laps for Zach Novak. And look who that's brought to the mix.
McAdams will look up high. Novak going to try to get around Nate Stewart here. All of them have to get around Seth Knowles, the lap traffic. Michael P. Frisch out front being chased down by Nate Stewart. The more things change, the more they stay the same here for Frisch.
Whoa! Michael Guest is sideways and wrecking with Kolonix. Caution is out. And that changes the entirety of the race. Looks like it may have been just the transition on the front straightaway. And then Kolonix gets run over.
I think he was loose before that.
Well, this may be a similar situation to Sean. I mean, he's loose off the corner, and he's still loose, and he's still loose, and he's still loose. And then Tyler O'Neill nowhere to go but into the back of the 22. Great save by both of them, but it's enough to bring out the caution. Now we get to pit.
And again, I think your hand's kind of forced here. Saw what happened to everybody else on that last restart. Don't overthink it. Go ahead and come on down.
4 and fuel. Because, I mean, from here, you should be able to make it to the end. Now, obviously, tires are going to be a concern as you get later into the run, but... Oh, Kevin missed his box. He had to back up. Man, I thought Frisch pulled a little too forward in his box, but we're servicing it.
Virtual pit crew won't be too happy.
Nate Stewart down and away, but Frisch is going to John force it to the line, win the race off pit road. Then it's Nate Stewart and Zach Novak. We're going to fit in one last commercial break and have the final 50 laps when we come back. You're watching the Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series. We're back. We're racing. 51:50 make it. Laps to go. Frisch is gone. Stewart and Nichols side by side. Nate Stewart drives it in hard up on the outside. He wants the lead. Can't get there on Frisch.
And Frisch did such a fantastic job there on the inside. Zach Novak going to drive around Jake Nichols a little further behind, try to get down to the inside, going to end up in the tire tracks, and Nate Stewart through turns 3 and 4.
I don't know what happened to Jaden Hop's car after we rejoined, but that's what it looks like now. Whatever.
That's what it looks like for me too, yeah, sure.
Oh. That's weird because it shouldn't. Because it looked fine earlier. Nonetheless, here comes Novak trying to hold off Nichols. Jaden Hop working his way forward in the 81. Has been great in those 87 cars, but here he is in the mix.
Michael Guest a little further behind. You can see they were staggered 3 wide for a moment. Frisch, Stewart, Novak, Nichols, and side by side for 5th between Doucette and Hop.
Santitira is here in the 17 of the mix.
Kevin McAdams behind, Nathan Rabideau. Look at Tira is just going to try to drive around Hop on the outside.
Woo!
Gotta leave
Made it
the
work.
lane.
Rabideau gets turned. Got into Alfala. Sean Rowe gets clobbered by Chris Wetz. And the caution's out as everybody else comes to a stop. I think it was Rabideau and Rowe that made contact and set off the crash.
They were 3 wide. Coming down the front straightaway, you'll see Schmidt on the inside, Rabideau and Rowe up on the outside. I think Rabideau just comes up and tags the 99, and Ray Alfala nowhere for him to go, and Chris Wetz, man.
I wonder if that was a situation there with Rabideau similar to what we saw with some of these other guys where he's just loose off the corner and just trying to keep it together. Thought maybe I saw a little bobble off of 4. And yeah, I mean, poor Chris Wetz, I think maybe thought that Rowe would be able to keep it up there. Unfortunately for him, lands right in his lap, on board with Wetz. Yeah, I mean, and he was also probably watching the 2 cars to the inside that were sliding back up the racetrack and didn't even see Sean Rowe coming. That's where my eyes went, to the bottom. But Wentz is going to have a lot of damage to fix. This will bring some guys like Brendan Cattell, Dylan Basin back to pit lane. Yep, Cattell, your stop's there. There you go. But Michael P. Frisch and company will stay out. We're going to restart with less than 45 to go.
And only 7 laps on this stint for most of the field. Everybody else a little further on back. The first car coming out is Nathan Rabideau with Dylan Basin, Riglia, David L. Brown all came down for 4 tires and fuel. 45 laps to go, though. I mean, these cautions have fallen at unfortunate times and kind of forced the field into a box in terms of strategy. Out on the pace car, so we'll be going next time by. Once again, it will be up to Michael P. Frisch to hold off Nate Stewart and the rest of the field behind.
Alrighty, so we'll have 43 to go on the restart. By the way, the good thing about FTF, no camera guys get nearly smoked by a car doing a burnout afterward. I cannot believe in the year 2025, with all of the safety initiatives that we have introduced into the sport, that we are that stupid to put a camera guy out on the racetrack, a hot racetrack, with a car out of control doing donuts. And how we haven't killed one yet, I will never know. And hopefully it never happens, but it's a disaster waiting to happen. 43 laps to go. Green flag. Here we go.
Novak going to have a run, but boxed in by Nichols and Stewart, Jacob.
Yeah, well, Nichols has room, or rather, Novak has room to the bottom. He'll drop down, though. We'll try and get underneath that 15. Not going to have enough, though, as he makes it off the corner. Oh, and hard in the wall. Ryan Doucette knocking the wall down. Somehow, that thing is still running fine. If that was a next gen, whew.
Would have had about 10 cars involved.
Would have had 10 cars involved, and that 77 would have been on the hook. Whoops. There we go. That's at least a little closer to the front of the field. That's actually what I wanted to look at. 41 to go. Does anybody have anything for Michael P. Frisch, the pole sitter tonight?
And Frisch with that win. I'd like to pick up number 2 and take back this points lead. And getting so close to the chase-offs, and I mean safely within the top 15 right now, barring anything unexpected, but really would like to pick up that second win, and in such dominating fashion as well. So would Nate Stewart, who's still searching for win number 1. Wants to keep Michael P. Frisch from joining the short list of repeat winners on the year. He and Jake Nichols trying to fight over that crown.
Nate Stewart has won an FTF before, but it's been a while. Won a race at Talladega. Back in 2022. Ooh. Should be able to make it on fuel to the end, and with 39 to go, Frisch just trying to play defense. We saw how good he was at it to win stage 1 and hold off Jake Nichols. That was only about a 10-lap run to the stage end. This is going to be about a 40-lapper, and we saw how much Frisch struggled on the long run.
But I will say, I mean, Zach Novak has been the only one that has made it look as easy as he did. I mean, we saw both Nate Stewart and Jake Nichols struggle with this exact situation right before the last caution. So, I mean, again, I'm curious to see how Novak navigates his way through right there at the tail end of this 4-car group for the lead. But if it's anything like we saw last run, Nate Stewart and Jake Nichols both had their own issues.
Further back in traffic. Fresher tires for a guy like Brandon Cattell and Michael Guerrilla. Back half of the top 10, they are stuck in traffic, and Dylan Basin almost turned Cattell around. We saw Cattell really use his stuff up earlier on a green flag run. We saw Ray Alfala do something similar to try and get to the front when he was caught back in traffic. Cattell, of course, trying to go back-to-back after winning last Sunday at Pocono.
Again, Novak searching down on that inside. Just can't quite get there to the inside of Nichols. He's tried over and over. Too strong right now from that 63, who's actually going to go up to the outside and switch onto offense for a little bit, try to get to the outside quarter of Nate Stewart.
Oh, there they go. No,
Doucette. Wall.
I thought for sure he was going to be dead with Cattell and David L. Brown, but somehow kept it together after getting up too high and catching the wall. Nichols to the outside for second on Nate Stewart. Gets it done.
Nate Stewart, that 15, though, has been so strong getting back onto the throttle.
Oh,
it's right up to the back bumper.
Basin is in trouble with Guerrilla, and somehow they did not let go. Never mind. There goes Basin. Gonna save it on the apron. Somehow, some way, we avoid carnage. 33 to go.
Everybody running out of real estate right now. Back Novak to the inside once again on Nate Stewart. Too much of a drive off for the 15 right now, but all this battling has opened the door once again for Frisch. Start to pull away that gap up to about 3.5 tenths.
Right now, best case scenarios for Nichols to get away from Stewart and Novak and to hunt down Frisch. Problem is that last time by, Frisch was 1/100th of a lap faster. Again, Frisch faster.
Send on the entry from Novak. No movement yet within these three from second to fourth.
.30 laps to go here at Chicagoland. Can anybody catch Michael P. Frisch? Here's Nate Stewart looking on that 63, but Novak will drop to the bottom and try and do it himself.
Novak finally wheel to wheel with Stewart. In that 15, just so good on the exit of the corner, really from the middle on. When he can get that throttle down, get all the power down, it rotates so well, maybe better than even Frisch up ahead of him. Just has not been able to chase him down. Takes is one little slip up. Nate Stewart all the way to the back bumper again of this 63. Back down to the inside and steps out big time. That's the first time that's happened to Nate Stewart. That car has been sticking. That time pushed it a little over the edge.
Nichols bobbled a little bit in turn one, and then Nate Stewart, as he got back onto the gas, that back end started to come around with him.
I mean, you do use that car in front of you as a reference point, so if they overstep that boundary, it's easy to copy them into that mistake. Meanwhile, Novak, big sin down to the inside. And get wheel to wheel with Nate Stewart here.
Man, Nate drove it in deep. Try and stay to the outside of Novak, and man, Nichols did not have a good 3 and 4. That's going to allow Frisch to open up the gap a little bit more. Close to 0.6 of a second. Novak trying to get a two-piece out of it. Nichols just holding on.
And Novak doing so well down there on the inside. He's using Nichols on the outside as almost a pick, where he's struggling up on that outside, and it's holding up not only himself, but Nate Stewart behind, and Novak is going to get clear for that second spot. Now has about half a second to make up to the 58. We've seen him drive down that distance before, but 26 laps to go. The intensity starting to raise as we get to the closer end of this race.
0.4 of a second, but Novak that last time by nearly 0.2 faster than Frisch, and that gap continues to whittle down. We'll see what it looks like when they hit the start-finish line this time by. Looking like the gap 0.3 of a second, and Novak again almost picking up 0.2. So now that he's finally got a little bit of clean air, he's starting to close in on Frisch. That could bring Nate Stewart and Nichols with him, though, because they are not falling back much. Michael Guest is starting to close them in the 21 in 5th.
Only about a 10th off of Jake Nichols a little further back, and you can see that happening all behind these 3 cars for the lead, and going to have lap traffic to navigate through here shortly. And Jake Poulin, you can see him out of the front windshield. Zach Novak here. Get past him without issue. Novak now not battling side by side, just focused on reeling in the 58. And he's done that down to a 10th and a half off turn number 2. And all of a sudden, Novak here to make this a proper battle for the lead. We saw in the last run that Novak was able to get around the 58 relatively easily. We'll see if he can do it again down on the inside, right to the back bumper of the 58 here. 22 laps to go.
I wonder if maybe Frisch is backing up a little bit to try and save some tires for the final 22 laps. Novak, though, doesn't care. He wants the lead. He wants it now. He wants his second win of the Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series season. But so does Frisch. He's got points in line, trying to retake the point lead. Novak dives it to the inside. He will slide up and clear Michael P. Frisch, putting Novak out in front with 21 to go.
And second verse, same as the first, feels like exactly what we saw last run where Nate Stewart and Jake Nichols both got held up. And Novak finally completes the pass on Michael Frisch. Going to have to force him to be in go mode. Novak trying to open this up. Oh, and Sean Rowe up the road with the meatball flag. This happening in front of the leaders.
He's going to pull off and at least get to the apron.
He had a rough time at 3 and 4. But he gets that thing down to the apron and won't interfere with our battle up front for the lead. Next car down after that is Seth Knoll, and then you got about half a racetrack, a clean space to operate in with 20 laps to go, so shouldn't be any sort of a factor.
Guest closing in on Nate Stewart as Stewart is all over Michael P. Frisch. See that car dancing, the 58? It is out of control. He wants this race to end now. He doesn't want to go 19 more laps.
Either that or a caution is an opportunity to come down and put some fresh rubber on it. All over the place right now. And Guest now down to the inside. Can't quite make it work. Going to go 3 wide with the lap car. Seth Knoll will have the advantage over Nate Stewart. Gets to the back bumper and now to the inside of Frisch for the second spot. So all of a sudden, now it's Zach Novak and Michael Guest. The top 2 spots. Nate Stewart trying to get around Frisch for third. And almost turns him.
Yeah, I missed the bottom. I think was trying to get a little lower there into the corner. So move Guest to second. He was running faster lap times than Novak. Does Michael Guest have enough time to chase him down? Guest is another driver that's gone to victory lane this year. Took the checkered flag at Charlotte, our first race in these cars last month.
And what a battle that was in the World 600K, and trying to get it done here at Chicagoland, but has about half a second to make up. We saw Novak do it on Frisch, but time's a little more even between Guest and Novak. So again, Novak with clean racetrack ahead of him. Going to be a tall task to get past that number 49, but could have a stroke of fate, I guess, if one of these cars, I mean, it feels like half the field is sideways. We saw, especially as we got deeper into the run, what was happening on the front straightaway.
19 cars on the lead lap. 25 still on the racetrack. Michael Guest trying to reel in Zach Novak. And if they get side by side, that could open up the window for Nate Stewart as well. 15 laps to go here in Chicagoland.
And for once, everything feels firmly in place for the moment here within the top 5. Everybody with about a quarter second to each other, maybe 2 or 3 car lengths each. You're going to be a little bit. You're going to have to chase down the guy in front of you. You want to get past. Time continuing to tick down here in Joliet.
Guest picked up about half a tenth that last time by.
He's going to have to make up more than that if he wants to get there. And that's the issue right now if you're Michael Guest, and why you do feel so much urgency is because Zach Novak, again, it's different if you have lap traffic or something up ahead of you, but he can basically just go out here and set fresh laps, not going to have to worry about any sort of traffic, nothing. You have to drive up to him and make him play defense.
Better exit there from Novak off of 2. Decent 3 and 4 there from Guest. Able to pick up another half tenth. If he can keep that consistent, he'll get there. But that's the key, consistency right now. He's closed it under 3/10. It's a quarter of a second.
We'll see again down into turns 3 and 4 here. Another good set of corners here from Michael Guest to try to get this underneath 2/10 and get within a car length of Zach Novak. Back to turns 1 and 2.
The closest Michael Guest has been all night, and you saw him wiggle off of 2. He's driving the wheels off that thing. Cost him a little bit of time, but still under 2/10. Coming to 10 laps to go. Second line for Novak. Guest trying to paint the white line. He is there. The gap, a car length and a half with 10 laps to go here in Chicago. The battle for the race lead is on.
I mean, if Novak and Guest get side by side here, which they are, don't count out Nate Stewart behind either. Guest trying to hold on the inside lane. Can't do it. Down the backstretch once again. He'll have to wait for turns 3 and 4. Novak's moved up off the inside of the racetrack and is letting Michael Guest have that line. We'll see if he regrets it. Right in the tire tracks off turn number 4.
It's so hard to pass on that inside line without a huge run. I think that's where Guest is going to have to experiment a little bit and get off the bottom. With Novak staying up on the outside, just not sure he's going to be able to get in front of that 49. He may be able to get side by side with him. That may be as close as he can get. He's going to have to experiment a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, both of these cars have been so comfortable on the inside, and Guest is going to be there at the quarter panel now. Dord going to be even going into turn number 1 now between these two. We'll see if Guest sends it in. He does. Going to slide up the racetrack big time. Novak going to have the momentum off the corner side by side for the lead.
Guest will try and pull him back with the side draft. They'll stay side by side. Novak just couldn't clear him. And it was a great 3 and 4 last time from Guest on the bottom. We'll see if he can do it again. This time Novak all the way up by the wall, trying to get as big of a run as he can. 7 laps to go in the Team Conti Sim Performance 400. Novak out in front. Guest trying to pull him back.
And again, Michael Guest going to go all the way down to that white line, send it in as much as possible, but that's not good when Novak's running that outside. He's going to be almost clear. Off the backstretch, he is clear.
Guest will have to cool the tires, try it again. To the bottom goes Guest. Novak goes to the middle line, which has been all reliable here on this green flag run, at least trying to hold off the 21. But Guest is back on the corner panel. 6 laps to go. He's tucked right underneath the rear bumper. Here he goes to the inside for the lead again.
We'll see how far he sends it in. Novak's up into the outside wall. He scrapes the wall, and that's going to let Guest have it, but Guest is sideways on his own. Crossover coming from Novak.
Huge run from Novak after the brush with the outside safer barrier. Novak throws it in deep, and I mean deep. A video game move from Zach Novak. He drifts it up the racetrack, and they're right back where they were a lap ago, side by side with 5 to go. Guest will lead at the line, but Novak has the run back to the outside as they head back to the corner.
And they are swapping the lead back and forth again. Novak all the way up against this outside wall. Guest going to try to take the line away. Novak hits him with the crosser down the backstretch again.
Oh, this is awesome. Coming to 4 laps to go. These two continue to battle it out for the win. This time Guest has the outside, drives it in a little deep. Novak holding his own down on the bottom. Coming to 4 laps to go, side by side. Here comes the 15, closing in as well. Novak is your race leader. No, he's not. He's in second. Guest is your leader, and he's finally clear with 4 to go.
Michael Guest and Zach Novak have traded the lead back and forth. Nate Stewart's closed this in underneath 2 car lengths. Michael P. Frisch is here as well if either of them want to join in the ring with 4 laps to go. Guest trying to hold off Novak. Little bit of lap traffic ahead now. Novak all the way up against the outside wall. Gonna have to chase down Michael Guest. 3 laps to go here in Chicago.
Frisch has caught Nate Stewart. They will battle for the 3rd spot. Here comes Novak again. They both go to the outside. Guest and Novak both upstairs. Novak putting together a little bit of a run, though, as they clear. Jake Poulin on board out the back of Guest as Nichols starting to get bigger in the rearview mirror. Coming to 2 laps to go. They'll continue to battle for 3rd. Now Guest is running that middle line in 3 and 4. Novak is all the way up by the wall. And Novak, if he can keep it out of the fence, may have one last shot. Popsicle sticks at the start-finish line. 2 laps to go. Novak is there for the lead.
Oh, and Novak, did he send it in too hard into 1 and 2? He is all the way up on that upper seam. Michael Guest trying to take that line away. Not going to be a lot of momentum down the backstretch. We'll see into 3 and 4 if Novak can do anything to come to the white flag. It's all Michael Guest right now, though.
Guest down in front. Novak closing in a little bit as they come off the corner. White flag is in the wind. 1 more lap to go here at Chicagoland Speedway. It is Novak in second, but Michael Guest your leader.
And Novak gonna put that right rear all the way up against the wall to make one final run on the back straightaway. Guest is sideways. Novak with the run going down into turn 3 for the final time.
Guest to the bottom. Novak takes the outside. Guest threw it in deep into turn number 3. He'll walk it up the racetrack. Novak back on the gas. Does he have one last shot? No, he will not. Michael Guest becomes the 3rd repeat winner on the season in a thriller at Chicagoland.
Can we just race this car every week, every race? I mean, my goodness, what more do you want? I didn't think Guest would be able to do it on the inside there, Jacob, but I mean, gets it done, gets past, and holds off Novak.
The brawling between Michael P. Frisch and Nate Stewart led to Jake Nichols catching them and passing them in the final 5 laps. Nichols finished 3rd, Nate Stewart 4th. Michael P. Frisch 4th. Nate Stewart still came home in the top 5 with the 5th place finish. Unbelievable. What a finish. This car just doesn't miss. I don't know what to tell you. Like we found the car.
Yeah, I mean, again, what more do you want, man? These 1.5 miles, they've been so much fun. You can do so many different things, and it really puts everything back in the driver's hands. And oh man, what a run to the finish there from the leaders. I got to catch my breath.
Michael Guest, his 2nd win on 2025. He wins at Chicagoland. Zach Novak finishes in 2nd. Jake Nichols 3rd. Michael P. Frisch 4th. We talk about that championship battle. Frisch was in prime position, but Nichols got him at the very end. Nate Stewart 5th. Santiago Tires in 6th. A great finish for Jaden Hopp in 7th. Kevin McAdams 8th. William Schmidt coming home with the top 10, and Brandon Cattell, who had such a strong car, he finishes in 10th.
Ryan Doucette going to come home 11th. David L. Brown in 12th. Art Reimer 13th. Justin Malillo in the 14th position. Ashley Kolonix in 15th. Nathan Rabideau in 16th. Dylan Bass in 17th. Michael Guerrilla in 18th. Tyler O'Neill, first car 1 lap down in 19th, and Ray Alfala in 20th after damage.
21st, Brandon Hawken. Didn't get to talk about him much tonight. Got involved in that first accident, had damage the rest of the way. Jake Poulin, 22nd. Seth Knoll, 23rd. Sean Rowe, 24th. Elidim Contreras, 25th. Scotty Smith, 27th. Scotty Smith, 26th. Then 27th, Chris Wetz. 28th, Sean Butler. Connor Babel, 29th. And Alex Vandesant comes home 30th.
Take you through the rest of the field here. Jonathan Oates in 31st. Spencer Burns in the 32nd position. Wyatt A. Gray. Grant Bolin. Brian Sabelski. All in the top 35. Jose Solis right there. Kane Cook, who we saw in that wreck early on. There's Brian Sabelski in 37th. Malachi Drake, 38th. Phil McCandless in 39th. Daniel Falkingham, 40th.
What?
And then to finish, 43 cars. Next page. There you go.
Well, no,
Jonathan Cutlip, Josh Chin, and Brett Pancari.
Okay, I couldn't tell if ATVO was broken or.
Yeah, ATVO
or what,
was broken. You gotta go off the screen there.
Okay. Whew. Well, certainly a lot to unpack. We'll start here, and then we'll do that once, twice, and then we'll do that. Michael Guest, your winner for the second time this year, and put on a whale of a show there with Zach Novak. We'll talk about that battle in a moment, but seemingly coming out of nowhere on that final green flag run, making your way from the middle of the pack to the front.
Yeah, that was a tough race. At the beginning of the race, I got spun out on my way to the front, qualified towards the back, but felt like we had some speed. But yeah, we got spun out, but with no caution there, probably in the first 30 laps of the race. And that really put me behind. Went back to last again, and then was coming back up through the field again. Got up to around 20th or 15th or something like that, and then my screen froze. Slammed on the brakes and turned left. Stopped on the track, and luckily no one hit me. And then there was a caution that came out like 20 seconds later from some other wreck. So got really fortunate with that one. That didn't get crashed out right there. So, but yeah, from then on, it was kind of onward to the front. Got up there and then wore my tires out on the second to last run. Had like a half a spin with colonics. So figured that, especially with how much the draft plays in, effect with these 1.5 miles, that'd be a good, good idea to save that last run. I saw Novak doing it up there, so I didn't think I would actually get up there, but he did have a little bit harder of a time racing them just a little bit earlier in the run because he was right on them. So I think I had a little bit of a tire advantage. But yeah, that was a really fun race at the end. Not very often that you get really good, clean battles for a win like that. So appreciate that I can come into this league and get it so often. Some really good drivers in here for sure.
No doubt about it. And we're watching the slow-mo replay of that battle in those last couple of laps. It's your second win in this car already in this league. I have a feeling you like these cars a little bit more than the next gens.
Yeah, it's what I grew up on. These kind of cars, minus the draft, is kind of what old school iRacing feels like, at least to me, with an updated tire model. So really enjoy this type of stuff. The hope for something like this to go back from the next gen is kind of what keeps me around. So really appreciate that iRacing brought the Gen 4 back in the first place and gave us something to race that does feel like the old stuff.
Nonetheless, congratulations on the win. We'll be back at the Chicago Street Course tomorrow in the next gens. Any chance we're going to see you come out for that?
We'll see. I definitely need the points. Going into this race, I think I was right on the edge of the playoffs, and then in owner points, I was still in the 20s or something like that. So definitely need all the points I can get. So we'll probably show up. Just did it in Coke, so hopefully I'm not too bad, and hopefully I can get a decent amount of points through that.
Guest, congratulations on the win, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night.
Appreciate it.
Michael Guest, the winner for the second time this year. He gets it done at Chicagoland. Let's check in on the guy that came up one spot short and was there stride for stride the entire way. Zach Novak, he's with you, Caleb.
And here with second place, Zach Novak. And I mean, just talk us through that entire final run. I mean, saw it a few times there where it felt like you were the only one that were able to get around Michael P. Frisch there for the longest time. And then just comes down to holding off Guest there at the end and one spot short for you from the checkered flag. But a fun battle nonetheless.
Oh yeah, that was a really good race. Respectful racing up front pretty much all night. So always fun when you're able to pretty much use any line on the racetrack and make speed and race with some good guys. So yeah, just a ton of fun. Love these cars with the power they have. I wish the draft was a little less significant, so we'd have a bit more separation and really let the power and ill handling nature of this car kind of take over a bit more. But regardless, a lot of fun, and just wish we could have done one spot better for Art and everybody on the 49 EBP fiber optics team. Unfortunately, just burnt him off there a little too much at the end, and just didn't quite have enough for Mikey.
And unlike Guest, you're not battling for the points, just coming out here to collect checkered flags. And I mean, we got Chicago, the street course tomorrow in the next gens, and then we take a little bit of a break. We got Daytona back with the Gen 4s. Then we take a break from the Gen 4s for a little bit, go back between the 87s on some road courses and short tracks, and bounce that between the next gens at Iowa and Atlanta. I mean, are there any races upcoming that you have circled in terms of feeling good about your chances to go out there and get a win on the year?
I don't know what I have scheduled for the 49 car right now. I'm sure I have a couple more for the rest of the year, but it's kind of just week by week. I figure out if I want to race or not. Besides these, of course, I lock myself in, and then I'll be there regardless. So, but it kind of just depends. Tomorrow I'm racing for Paul in the 77, so I don't think I'll have much of a great chance to get a win there, but should be fun, and hopefully we can put together a solid run for him.
And one spot short for Zach Novak, but an incredible battle nonetheless. Appreciate your time, and congratulations on the second place finish here tonight from Chicagoland.
Appreciate it, guys.
Second place, Zach Novak there, and we'll go back to you, Jacob.
And we'll shift over to our third place finisher tonight, Jake Nichols, who somehow got a front row seat to the very end of all that. Up at the front in the tire tracks of Michael P. Frisch, and really in the conversation all night long. Was it tires just falling off on you there late in the run?
Yeah, it was hit or miss for me. I felt like I was good short, and then a little bit good super long run, like not winning speed, really good long run, but that middle run kind of was where I was struggling a little bit, and so I was trying to take care of it, give up a few spots. I wish I could have got Frisch a little earlier. I had a few opportunities and just couldn't make the pass, and I don't think I would have got to the top two, but I think I would have been third a little quicker. But I heard in Discord in the coming to the white flag, here comes the Nichols 3 wide move, and I was like, all right, here we go. So we got a really good run and went top of 3 and almost crashed about 2 or 3 times that last lap trying it, but it stuck in the last corner, and we stayed up front the whole night, and the car was really a weird balance for me. Sometimes I'd be a little too tight, sometimes way too loose, but overall we stayed up front, which was the goal, and got really good points overall, and kind of matched Frisch there, which was really nice.
Talk about the points. Obviously, you were fighting Frisch for that stage win. Came up just short, but got him in the long run, position-wise, at the very end of the race. Is that points battle between you and Frisch going to linger in the back of your mind as we go through the rest of the regular season?
A little bit. I'm a little worried tomorrow. I've never really run at Chicago. I've ran a Chicago street course. I've ran a few practice laps and whatnot a while back, and then a few laps here and there in the past few days. But I don't know. I'm a little worried that we're going to lose a lot of points. Thankfully, we have a little bit of a gap, kind of, like half a race maybe. So it might diminish, but overall, the drafty car Chevy tonight was pretty good. And yeah, I think we're going to be battling points the whole way through till the playoffs start. And even through, I think there's a few of us that are just going to be on top of each other the whole time. And it should be a good show for the championship.
Well, Jake Nichols still looking for his first career Bar Visuals FTF Cup Series victory, but another good night in the points. So come away with the championship lead as we head to the road course tomorrow. Jake, we'll see you then. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Jake Nichols, P3 tonight. Now, Caleb wanted me to show this brawl between these three on the last couple laps. I'm not even sure what lap we're on. 3 to go, something like that maybe. But just watch how Jake Nichols gets by both Frisch and Nate Stewart here in the last couple of laps. This is awesome stuff.
We're so focused on the top two. I was looking at the official results, and I was like, what do you mean Nate Stewart's 5th? And then, yeah, you see here, Frisch gets sideways with Nate Stewart right to his outside. It lets Jake Nichols get right back up between these two. And again, this is 2 laps to go, so all of them running right up against that outside wall off of turn number 2. Frisch get to the inside of Nate Stewart, and yeah, just ride on board here and watch what happens next.
So should be coming back to the white flag here. Oh.
And look at that, all she wrote.
Just
These guys 3 wide.
Yeah, casual 3 wide up on the top of the last lap. Don't mind me, excuse me. Coming through.
They're giving each other no space, no room. Again, with the points lead on the line. Frisch with a huge send up through the corner, drags Nate Stewart on back, and then Jake Nichols with this run off the high side finally gets clear and is able to get by both of them 2 for 1 on this last lap, and Nate Stewart goes for a wild ride through the infield, takes out Kevin.
I was wondering how Nate finished so far back, just distance-wise. It was 2/10 behind Frisch. That's why. Because he wrecked. Oh! Aletum Contreras, the brake pedals in the middle. Oh, boy. All right, well, that was fun. A lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, I mean, these Gen 4s, especially at a higher banked 1.5 miles like this, I knew my expectations were sky high tonight, but I mean, I think they even got surpassed. So, again, Novak and Michael Guest putting on a whale of a show, but even back to Frisch and Nate Stewart is what I'm trying to say. But, I mean, all around throughout the pack, just fantastic racing all night long, and always a pleasure to watch these things rip around. And completely new challenge tomorrow night on the streets of Chicago with the Next Gen. So looking forward to see how these drivers respond to a complete change-up in our car track combo in the second half of this doubleheader tomorrow night.
Just 5 races to go until the top 15 lock themselves in for the playoffs. We are back tomorrow night. Justin Melillo is going to be at the controls for it all at Chicago Street Course in the Next Gen. We take 2 weeks off. We'll have some IndyCar stuff for you. The Rectangle 500. The Beppis 400 will be at Daytona in 3 weeks. That is qualifying, single car qualifying on Friday night, and then the race on Saturday night. We get another weekend off at the start of August, and then it's Watkins Glen in the 87s, Iowa in the Next Gens, Richmond in the 87s, and Atlanta Superspeedway in the Next Gens to get us to the end of August and get us into the playoffs. Where did the time go? It is flying. Nonetheless, Michael Guest was flying tonight. He is your winner at Chicagoland Speedway. And like I mentioned, he's the 3rd different winner to win more than once this season, joining Parker White and Daniel Falkingham. I want to thank the FTF admins for letting us do this each and every week. For Caleb Hoffman alongside me, I'm Jacob Pitts. Thank you so much for watching. It is Michael Guest your winner at Chicagoland. We'll be back and do it all again tomorrow. See you then.